Okay, so we're coming back to read more of Malachi, chapter 2. So, last lesson, we learned how the Lord, or Elohim, basically was unhappy with the priests and did not accept and did not like their offerings because they were tainted. Drop something behind in a second here. There we go. So, today we're going to learn how Judah profaned the covenant. So, Judah profaned the covenant. Do we not have one Father? Has not one God created us? Why does each of us act deceitfully, each man against his own brother, to profane the covenant of our ancestors? Judah has become unfaithful and detestable, and a detestable thing was committed in Israel and Jerusalem. Indeed, Judah profaned the holy place of the Lord, which he loves, and married a daughter of a foreign god. May the Lord exclude from the community of Jacob any man who does this, whether he may be, even though he brings offerings to the Lord of the Heavenly Armies. This is another thing that you do. You flood the altar of the Lord with tears, weeping and wailing because he no longer pays attention to your offerings, nor takes pleasure in it from your hand. Yet you ask, for what reason? Because the Lord acts as a witness between you and the wife of your youth, because you were unfaithful to her, your partner, the wife of your covenant. Did he not make them one, and the vestige of the Spirit remains in him? And why did he make them one? He was seeking godly offspring. So guard yourselves in your spirit and don't be unfaithful to the wife of your youth. Indeed, the Lord God of Israel says that he hates divorce, along with the one who conceals his violence by outward appearances, says the Lord of the Heavenly Armies. So guard yourselves carefully and don't be unfaithful. So, is he talking about Judah actually cheating on his wife physically, like with another woman? Or is, in this case, the wife of your youth mean more like going back upon your word? Because there's no names specified. I'm kind of thinking that that's meaning about the fact that he went back on his word. Because in this case, a covenant indicates a contract or an agreement between. So Judah profaned or excuse me, somehow went against or did something that was against the contract. Thus, well, for those of you that are legalese out there, he, basically broke the contract or broke the lease, if it had been a lease, which is probably what most people would be most familiar with when it comes to contracts. I'm not sure that it actually stated specifically what was said or done, but the fact that he even did it in the first place, you know, that's obviously a bad thing. Oops. I'm dropping things today. So, with that being the case, I guess the one thing we can always go back to is the fact that even in the days of the Old West, the gunslingers, whatever you want to put them as, the paladins, the gunsmokes, all of that, walked into town, a man was as good as his word. Well, back then that's what they had, and it sounds like Judah wasn't as good as his word was. So, food for thought. Good evening.